Boys who go through puberty early tend to have greater self-assurance. They tend to be rated as more attractive and more masculine, and they tend to be more popular with their peers. These are all bonuses for boys who go through puberty early. But it also turns out that the boys who go through puberty early tend to have increased substance use, more delinquency, and more psychological issues. So, there are some pros and cons to going through puberty early. For boys who go through puberty late, they tend to be socially awkward. They tend to misbehave in class a bit more than boys who go through early, possibly because they're trying to get some attention or trying to set themselves apart. And they do display some anxious behaviors. But it's not just the immediate consequences of early and late puberty that are important. There are some later consequences in adulthood that seem to be related to going through puberty early or late. For boys who go through puberty early, later on they tend to be more domineering, but also more responsible. They tend to have a lot of self-control, but that can also make them rigid and a little bit conforming. They tend to be more advanced in their career, but have some difficulty coping with stress, and they can tend to have more intimacy difficulties. Some of these may be related to things like having greater testosterone levels. Early pubertal onset can be triggered by higher testosterone, which could be responsible for some of these later consequences. It could also be that the things they learn in the social hierarchy in high school, which I think for most people resembles Lord of the Flies, if they take those skills into the adult world, they find that the skills don't tend to serve them very well. These boys have to come up with new ways of dealing with other people and social interactions if they're going to participate in the adult world. For boys who go through puberty late, later on in life they tend to have a good sense of humor, clearer insight into issues, a sophisticated understanding of themselves, and good intimate relationships. It could be that not being the top of the social totem pole actually helps them out later in life, but there are a couple of different interpretations of this.